Sunshine Foundation.
We're on the web, so andyssunshine.com. Andys, so 2 S's,
Yeah.
andyssunshine.com. We're on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Twitter. Lots and lots of information. You can send a message to us on our web and I'll respond to it immediately. Would love to reach out, even if it's just to tell me your story and we could share.
Excuse me, what are you saying? Saying, well, that could never happen in your house? You're the first one that should get in touch with the Sunshine Foundation. Her name is Leanne Hull. And hey, if you're watching Andy, she really did a good job, didn't she? This is What's It Like on KTAR.com.
Here a few minutes ago, and it's still hard for me to believe.
That's a little over a year ago.
15 months. So I'm not sure if that really happens to any parent. How could it? It's something you read about. It's something that happens to somebody else's family. You don't even want to talk about it, almost in fear that it might happen to yours. So it's shocking and hard to grasp.
But in Andy's case, it wasn't just a matter of dealing with adolescents. Whether we know absolutely or not, there was a chemical change that took place in his life. Tell us about it.
He started taking Accutane the summer before he died.
What is
6
that?
months, so June. It's a prescription drug for acne, prescribed by his dermatologist. So we had tried a lot of other topical ointments for the last couple years, but he had a pretty severe case of it. So we went ahead and went that route. So many kids take it. It's talked about and used all the time. It's a very common drug.
Sure. I mean, you wake up in the morning, you've got a zit. That's it. That's the most important thing to take care of. But Accutane, as popular as it is, does everyone know that there's the potential to do personal harm?
You know, I did sign a waiver when we went into the dermatologist that said that suicide, psychosis, and depression are potential side effects. They're risk factors. When I read those words, I immediately dismissed them because I thought that they applied to a child that might be depressed or have signs of behavior issues, but certainly not Andy. It never occurred to me because we're so immune to it. We see it on the TV all the time, every drug.
When were you able to identify that Andy was different at 15 or 16 than he was when he was 13?
In terms of this being of the suicide, or just
his
honestly,
mood, his approach to life, his attitude, was it the same Andy?
No, the last few months before he died was a different Andy sometimes, not all the time. There were still a large portion of the time was the Andy that we knew was sunshine. The other part was something that we hadn't seen, but he was my 4th teenager. So I had certainly seen those signs of moodiness and behavior changes and grade issues in every other kid that I had raised, in any of Andy's friends.
Even though people right now who may have lost a child are saying, I understand the grief, I understand what it's like to go through this as a parent in some form or another. But what about his brothers and sisters? You just were talking about having raised teenagers before. How have they responded to the loss of their little brother?
Differently. Each one has responded differently, as my husband and I have responded differently. Grief is a unique animal. It has a life of its own. It's not, I don't put a definition on it. When people ask me how I am, I just respond, I am. And I really don't usually define how I am. So for his siblings, they each have some better than others. I tell people that our family is broken. We're working on putting the pieces back together. It will never look like the same puzzle before. The pieces are different. We are different.
That same person that I was talking about just a moment ago, that is at least feeling some camaraderie with you because of their loss, but maybe they're having a very, very difficult time dealing with it. What about the Sunshine Foundation? How can you help them?
Our focus, just the focus of having somewhere to channel our grief and our loss and to put it into something positive where we can make a difference in other kids' lives, has helped us a lot. So the foundation is Andy Hull Sunshine Foundation. Our focus and our mission is you matter. Everybody, honestly, that's all we really want to know, is we matter to someone. And kids really grab onto that message. It doesn't really even matter kids. I randomly hand out bracelets, You Matter bracelets, to people that I meet that maybe have done a great job serving me in a restaurant. And it's amazing to me how important that bracelet seems to be to them, that You Matter bracelet. So we reach out. I speak in high schools, I speak in church groups, anywhere that I can, just to shed some light on this terrible subject. And like you said, even a camaraderie for people that have gone through grief. They're the only ones that, I'm the only one that understands truly what it's like to lose a child, and no one else can understand that unless you've experienced it.
How do we get in touch with the Sunshine Foundation?
We're on the web, so andyssunshine.com. Andys, so 2 S's,
Yes.
andyssunshine.com. We're on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Twitter. Lots and lots of information. You can send a message to us on our web and I'll respond to it immediately. Would love to reach out, even if it's just to tell me your story, and we could share.
Excuse me, what are you saying? Saying, well, that could never happen in your house? You're the first one that should get in touch with the Sunshine Foundation. Her name is Leanne Hull. And hey, if you're watching Andy, she really did a good job, didn't she? This is What's It Like on KTAR.com.